Okay, so now we're on the back side of the Unit 2 review. So for number 8, there's 3 separate pictures, and you're using this word bank to describe these pictures. So the first picture, okay, these are a linear pair. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. I know that because these two angles are right next to each other and they form a line. So being right next to each other, that also means that they're adjacent. So a linear pair, they're adjacent, they're supplementary. Since they add to 180 degrees, they form a line. They do have a common vertex. Okay. They share that vertex right there. Let's see, they're not complementary, they're not opposite, they're not vertical, and we don't know if they're congruent. Okay. All right, so for number 2, these are another linear pair. We can tell because they're angles that are right next to each other and they're on a line. If they're a linear pair, that means that they're also supplementary. They also have a common vertex, and they also are adjacent to each other. Now, in addition to having all of this, in this particular problem, we're told that angle 1 is 90 degrees, which means that angle 2 would also have to be 90 degrees. So these are congruent as well. Okay. All right, part 3. So these two angles are vertical angles. They're made with 2 lines intersecting, and they're opposite each other. Okay, so those are vertical. I wouldn't say that they're complementary. We don't know what those angles are, so we can't say what they add up to. Same thing for supplementary. We don't know. Not a linear pair. They are opposite each other. They are not adjacent to each other because they are across from each other. Vertical and adjacent are opposites, so if they're vertical angles, they can't be adjacent angles. And they're congruent to each other. Okay. They also have a common vertex. They share this vertex here. Vertical angles are always congruent. So that's how I know it's also D and H. All right. So number 9, before I even look at this information, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to figure out the measurements of these angles. So it says angle B is equal to 50. Well, D and B are vertical angles, so this is also 50. And then if we look at A and D, they make up that yellow line I highlighted. So 180 minus 50 would give us that angle A is 130, and so C has to be 130. These two are vertical, and those two are vertical. Okay. All right, now let's go through and determine which one of these are false. So this one says the measure of angle D is equal to 50 because D and B are vertical. That's true. D is 50, and these are vertical. This one says the measure of angle A is 160 because it's supplementary with B. That's false. Okay. A is not 160, it's 130. This one says that B and C are a linear pair and they sum up to 180 degrees. That's true. B and C create this line here. So they're going to sum to 180. And the last one, A and C are both 130, and they are a linear pair. That's false. These are vertical angles, not a linear pair. All right, number 10. A straight angle measures 5x minus 50. What is the value of x? Okay. So a straight angle is an angle that makes a straight line, so it's going to be equal to 180 degrees. So we'll say 5x minus 50 is equal to 180. Add 50 to both sides. 180 plus 50 gives me 230. So I have 5x is equal to 230. Divide by 5. And we get x is equal to 46. Okay. All right. For number 11, a right angle, so that's 90 degrees, measures 5x minus 50. What is the value of x? Okay. So 5x minus 50 is equal to 90. Add 50 to both sides. 90 plus 50 gives us 140. Divide by 5. And we get that x is 28. Okay. All right. Number 12 says, what is the range of x values if an obtuse angle measures 5x minus 50? So what you would have to do for this problem, this obtuse angle has a measure of 5x minus 50. We know obtuse angles have to be between 180 and 90. So we would say 5x minus 50 has to be less than 180 degrees, and then solve for x. And we would say that 5x minus 50 needs to be greater than 90 and solve for x. But that's actually what you did in these two problems here. Here you set it equal to 80, and we got that x equals 46. So we know that whatever x is, it needs to be less than 46. Okay. Here, we set it equal to 90 and solved for x, and we got 28. So that means that whatever x is, it needs to be greater than 28. These are the two x values that makes this statement greater than 90, but less than 180. Okay, number 13. Ray BD is the bisector of ABC. So here's ABC. If ABC is equal to 60, then what's the measure of ABD? Well, we just half it. A bisector means to divide something in half. So if the whole angle is 60, cut that in half to get that each one is 30. All right, this one's using the picture, but it's a different problem. It's treating this picture differently. It says, Ray BD is the bisector of ABC. How many degrees is ABD if ABD is 2x minus 12 and DBC is negative x plus 36? All right, if this is a bisector, that means this angle is congruent to this angle. Anytime you can say that things are congruent, you can also say that they're equal. So we could say that 2x minus 12 is equal to negative x plus 36. Okay. Solving for x, I'm going to add x here and here. And we get 3x minus 12 is equal to 36. Add 12. Oops. 36 plus 12 gives me 48. So we've got 3x is equal to 48. Divide by 3. Kind of running out of room here. And we get that x is equal to 16. Okay. Now this is part of the question because the other part of the question wants to know what the degree measure actually is. So we got to go plug it back in. 2 times 16 minus 12 gives me 20. And this should also be 20, but let's just double check. Negative 16 plus 36 would also give me 20. So I know I did it correctly. Okay, Last one. All right. It says point Y is between angle XWZ. Circle the statements we know without a doubt to be true. So if I draw this diagram, here's angle XWZ. Point Y is between them. Okay? So we don't know if Y is perfectly in the middle between them, but we know that it's somewhere in between this angle. So the first statement says that XWY plus YWZ is equal to XWZ. This is a true statement, okay? No matter if X is in the middle, no matter if Y is in the middle, or Y is over here, or Y is over here, anytime that it's between this angle, when we add this piece to this piece, it's going to be equal to the whole piece. B, XWY is acute. We don't know this. Y could be here, Y could be over here. This could be an obtuse angle, and Y could be over here, and that would make XWY not acute. So because we don't actually know the measures of these angles, we don't know that that's true. Okay. C, right? XY is an angle bisector. Again, we don't know if it's perfectly in the middle. Nothing in this problem told us that this is exactly in the middle. So we don't know this to be true. Okay. Last one. XWZ, this angle here, minus YWZ, this angle here, is equal to XWY. Yes, this one we know to be true. Okay, if you take, no matter where Y is, as long as it's in between this angle, which is what it specified, if we take this angle and subtract this one, we're left with that one. So that's true. And that's it. I wish you luck on your test tomorrow.